Are you ready for a travel adventure in Malaysia? Or perhaps you're planning to visit your loved one in one of its beautiful cities. Then you need to know about the one requirement that's set to make or break your trip: the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card. This card is a single entry travel document that allows you to enter the country with it. No more filling out paperwork on the plane and tedious waiting in line at the airport to complete the required documentation. Remember, MDAC is not a visa. If you're wondering if you need a visa for your Malaysian trip, visit iVisa's website and check what requirements apply to your nationality. In this video, I will walk you through everything you need to know about the MDAC, including who's exempt, the submission process, and what to do upon arrival in Malaysia. So, what exactly is the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card? Well, it's a registration form required by the Malaysian government for all travelers entering the country. But here's the kicker: it's not a visa. Instead, it's a document that gives authorities your personal and travel details before you even arrive. Traditionally, you'd have to complete this form upon arrival in Malaysia, often leading to long queues and wait times at immigration. But here's the game changer. With the digitization of the process, you can now submit all your information online before you even pack your bags. Now, who's qualified to apply for the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card? Almost everyone. If you're a foreign traveler heading to Malaysia, this card is a must. However, there are a few exceptions. So, who are among those exempted from this digital arrival card requirement? Let's take a look at the exempted list. Remember, if you are not sure about the process and what applies to you, you can always apply through iVisa's website. There, you can check all the requirements applicable to your specific nationality, and you can find all information in your language. Now, what about taking your children? Do children and minors need the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card? Yes, they do. If eligible, children and minors also require an arrival card to enter Malaysia. The good news: when applying through iVisa as a family, just select Add Another Person during the online process. When it comes to duration, how long can you stay in Malaysia with the arrival card? This card is a single entry product, meaning you can only use it once you enter Malaysia. The moment you step into the country, its validity ends. But if you're planning multiple trips, you'll need to apply for a new card each time. Now, let's discuss the documentation required. To apply online for the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card, make sure you have the following. First things first, your passport. Make sure it's valid for at least 6 months from your arrival date. And don't forget, you'll need 2 blank pages for the stamps. Next up, a valid email address. This is crucial because your digital arrival card will be sent straight to your inbox. No email, no entry. Now, let's talk about how to apply for the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card online. You can do this through the official website, but I highly recommend using iVisa. If you decide to do it yourself, though, you will need to do it on the Malaysian government's website. It's a bit more work if you decide to go with the official government website because you can't save your progress and sometimes it can get buggy. iVisa makes the process easier for you, and it also makes sure that you can fill in the form in your language. If you decide to get your arrival card on the official government page, you first have to navigate to the Malaysia Immigration Department website. This is your gateway to the MDAC. Once you're there, find the MDAC form. Fill it out carefully with your personal info, travel plans, passport details, etc. And please double check everything. A tiny typo could mean you will have to fill the form out all over again. Once you're done with the form, great. Now just hit submit. Next, take a screenshot of your confirmation page or save that confirmation email. This can come in use as a proof of your application. Now, super important, you must submit your MDAC before landing in Malaysia. No more last-minute submissions at the airport. So get it done early and travel stress-free. Now, to spare yourself from all the hassle, you can use iVisa. It's faster and easier. I always use it and I have never had any delays or issues. For example, I met a Bruneian who once studied in Malaysia and wanted to visit again. He asked me this question: Can I apply for the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card within 3 days before the arrival date? For example, if I arrive in Malaysia on the 20th of February, is it okay to register by the 18th of February? What if the 17th of February or before? Will it be a trouble if by the 19th of February? He went forward to say that he read through the online form where he had to write the date of arrival and departure. He asked, does it mean that I'm only allowed to stay in Malaysia during that period? What if I stay longer than the period that I write in the form? Think of it this way. If you're arriving in Malaysia, let's say on February 20th, you could submit your Malaysia digital arrival card on the 17th, 18th, or 19th. It's best to register within 3 days before your arrival date. Now, about the arrival and departure dates on the form. This is an important detail. When you fill out the form, you need to specify your intended dates of stay. What's more, for Malaysia digital arrival card costs, processing times, and some important entry requirements, here's everything you need to know. So, first things first, what does the Malaysia digital arrival card cost? Good news, there is no government fee for the digital arrival card, but iVisa does charge a small processing fee, which varies based on how quickly you need it to make the process easier and quicker for you. If you need it ASAP, you can use rush service options and you will get it super quick. Meanwhile, you might be wondering if you need the Malaysia digital arrival card for transit. The answer is no. If you're not planning to leave the airport, you don't need to register for the digital arrival card. It's only required if you're stepping into the country. What about entry requirements and restrictions for visiting and exiting Malaysia? First off, here's a critical tip. Malaysia doesn't allow dual nationality. Make sure you're not traveling with both a Malaysian passport and another country's passport. If you hold dual nationality, excluding Malaysian, use the same passport to enter and leave Malaysia to avoid any issues. And here's an important heads up. In Malaysia, you might be required to undergo a urine test if there's suspicion of drug use before your visit. Testing positive could lead to detention, deportation, or even a ban from future visits. Remember, you can face charges for consuming drugs even if it was done legally abroad. Aside from this, what happens when you actually arrive in Malaysia? I mean, how do you use MDAC upon arrival in Malaysia? First things first, make sure you have your valid passport handy. For those flying into Malaysian airports, your passport should be valid for at least 6 months. If you're entering through land checkpoints, it needs to be valid for at least 3 months. Next up, you need to present your MDAC confirmation. This can be either in print or digital form. Head to the immigration counter and get ready for validation. Trust me, having this ready will make things a whole lot smoother, so have it open or printed. Here's where you might get lucky. If you're a foreign business or social traveler from one of these 10 countries, Australia, Brunei, Germany, Japan, Korea, New Zealand, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, United States, and the United Kingdom, you can use Malaysia's automated entry system known as the Autogate. To be eligible for the Autogate, you need to have submitted your Malaysia Digital Arrival Card or MDAC at least 3 days before arrival, enrolled your biometric data or fingerprint at the counter, and have an e-passport. A quick note, if you're a first-time visitor from these countries, you'll need to verify your passport at a manual immigration counter upon arrival. This step is mandatory before you can use the Autogate for your departure. However, if you have any questions or experiences about your Malaysia Digital Arrival Card online registration or any other travel document, I would love to hear them via the comment section. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel tips and updates. Safe travels and see you in the next video.